river's edge, while it reflected the forest canopy in all its beautiful complexity and elegance. I swear the rivers was whispering into my ear, for I began to see the forest treetops, their crowns, as a series of naturally occurring complex architectural patterns as the leaves, branches, and vines intersected and intertwined to create shelter for wildlife that call it home. The river's continued reflection and whispers forced my attention on shelters built by birds and how some seemed to be crafted with more than function in mind. Shelter is a basic need of life, as is water and food, and as my mind wandered, it arrived at human architectural designs and how they are expressions of the creator's skills, imagination, as I had just observed in nature. Away from the river's reflection, walking in town, I couldn't help but notice the difference and similarities in many of the buildings. Patterns in designs, materials, and decorative elements become clear like never before. And like a signature, I could identify buildings that may have been built by the same person. As I studied the details of the ornamental features closer, I wondered if they were more of a timestamp than a signature. I mean, a lot of modern buildings look similar, as if built by the same person, but many buildings are simply following the trends of the time and are actually built by different people. My mind wandered was the more questions come flowing in. Like, who designed and constructed these buildings? Were they locals? Why did they build like that in the first place? Was there something functional about it, or was it just for look? Why don't we build like this anymore? Our abandoned buildings, neglected for whatever reason, will decay and become not only eyesores, but a danger to people who live, play, and work around them. On my way home, feeling inspired to Google more about these kinds of buildings, the once architectural gems, now turned eyesores, started staring me down. Even though camouflaged by dirt and vines, ready to fall at any moment, they appeared to me no different to the ones still standing in good condition. With my eyes open to these features, I was starting to notice more and more about them. Buildings that look similar to ones that first inspired me. It made me wonder just walking down this road would have looked like, felt like, been like back in the days when all these buildings were in good condition, if there were even ever a time. Home and reflected on the day's journey. The need to revisit our past, examine the present, and project into the future becomes evident. With a well-rooted understanding of what makes the conversation of our architectural heritage important, we will be better able to participate in conversations on what can or should be done to preserve them. We must do it now so that the next generation can allow their minds to be occupied preoccupied by bigger and better dreams. Dreams that can be built on solid foundational understanding of where they came from, where they are, and where they are going.
Way hey ah hey yongua, 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 yongua ha hey hey.